Ataraxy conversation.
Say words.
Say
Words.
Is it
Words. Words. Oh my God,
am.
words. I'm always the fucking loudest in these because I have the fucking most powerful balls out of all of everyone who's ever come here. So my voice just gets projected the fucking best. This is the 29th episode. We've been doing this for 29 weeks straight.
The War of Art Podcast.
Of the War of Art Podcast, aka Ataraxy Podcast, aka your mom's favorite podcast.
We're recording?
Your mom fucking masturbates to this podcast.
Facts.
You know? Rumor has it I have a great voice. So this week we have Mxzy.
Wagwan.
It's actually Mxzy.
It's Mx.
Mxzy, Mxzy, all of the above.
It's Mxzy. Any AKAs?
AKA
Six Up.
yeah.
AKA Muhammad. AKA Muhammad Ali. AKA Cassius Clay. AKA.
Is there anything else?
Aka.
Aka.
Mxzy, Aka, Mxzy, Aka 6 Up.
Yes.
It's a lot of names.
Yes, it is.
God damn.
All right, thank you for listening, guys.
Thank you. This has been a great episode.
Podcast.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you later. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
That
was a joke. All right, so we have him here this week because, you do shit. What do you do? What do you do for a living? Besides be a student, but student is not really something you do for a living. It's kind of just something niggas do.
Yeah, kind of. I make music. That's what I spend most of my time doing. Hip hop, rap. I enjoy producing. I enjoy writing. I'm trying to get into actually, I got a job at a radio station. I co-host a morning show now.
Oh, nice.
So there's that, but I didn't really realize how fucking hard it is.
What, to host something?
Yeah, to fucking host
Why? Is it every day?
Monday to Friday.
Oh, every single day.
Yeah.
At what time?
Damn.
7 a.m. Which means I have to leave Finley Creek at 5:30.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is not
Yikes.
fun. And it's if I have to take the first bus out of Finley Creek, and if I miss that bus,
You're late.
I miss the podcast. I miss the
Yeah.
show.
Damn.
Shit.
Yeah. So
That's
there's
rough.
that. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna teach you, man. I was gonna teach you a lot about just being on time and discipline.
Speaking of
Waking
teaching.
Waking up 5 a.m. Ugh.
So rumor has it you were stranded in Turkey for a month.
A
Run
month
us
and a
through
half
that.
actually. So I missed
month and a half.
Yeah. Well, if you were to do the exact, it was a month and 13 days. So I missed my flight going back home.
Damn.
And these guys in Turkey, the whole country doesn't really speak English. The airport staff doesn't even speak English. So I missed my flight, and they're like, yeah, we can't put you on a new flight, even though the reason you missed your flight was our fault. And I'm like, all right. And then I called my dad, because he's a travel agent. He's the one who made my tickets. And I'm like, bring me back. And he's like, I'm going to send you 3 bills. Figure it out.
Wow.
That's his solution?
That was his solution. He's like, I'm going to send you 3 bills. Figure it out. He's like, I'm not trying to pay 2 bands for a flight. And I was like, at first I was devastated. I was like, shit, you know? But then, I don't know, my entire time before that, I was just with family, so I didn't really know nothing about the country, you know?
Right, you're stuck with them.
Yeah, I was just, I never went out. If I went out, I would just go to the cafe down the street. Never did any touristy shit, nothing like that. So I don't really know what's going on down there. So I also had, no Wi-Fi.
So your real vacation started at that point.
Yeah, my vacation, if anything, started when I got stranded. Ironically, the part where I was stranded was more fun than the part when I wasn't.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
There's less control.
But, so yeah, I proceeded to sleep at the airport for a week.
A week?
A week. I slept. I didn't really know the Turkish economy, and I knew what the dollar converted to and all that, but I didn't really know what costed this amount and what costed this amount. But I knew at airports they charge 4 times the price of everything.
Yeah.
So I was like,
yeah,
okay,
true.
I have 3 bills. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but for sure I'm not eating at the airport.
Yeah, that's a
because
force.
I got 3 bills. What if I only have 3 bills the rest of the trip?
Yeah.
right? But like, I didn't know nobody in the country. I didn't know no Turkish people. I don't know
Bro,
nobody.
I would freak the fuck out.
So like,
Holy
for
shit.
those 7 days, like I think I bought like one time when I was like really hungry, I kind of broke and I bought some Burger King. But it was like fucking expensive.
Nutritious.
Like, yeah, nutritious and expensive. But yeah, like it was like I got like just like a Whopper, and it was like, even by their standards, because Turkey like is a generally cheap country. Like you can get like an entire shawarma sandwich, like a large shawarma sandwich for like $2 Canadian. But I feel like I should speak louder.
Nah, you're fine.
I'm fine. Okay. But like a Whopper there was like $15 fucking dollars.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was like fucking $15.
That's
I
wild.
was like, so most of the time I would like, like they would like catch me like 3 days in. They were like, okay, you can't sleep here anymore. So I would just like find different places to sleep
That's fuck.
in the airport,
so
and it's
wild,
like,
man.
but I would always go to because they kicked me out of the cafe. That's where I would sleep, and they're like, yeah, you're ruining our fucking reputation, or can't have fucking homeless people
Yeah,
here.
homeless people fucking sleeping here
And I
all
was
day.
like, okay, that's fair, you know. But they'd always see me like come back in, and I'd always come like I'd go fill up a water bottle from the washroom, which is kind of risky because the water there is drinkable, but I don't advise it.
It's iffy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
iffy. Don't drink too much.
It's iffy.
But where's Takashi? But so yeah, I would like go, and then I'd go to the cafe and I steal like 4 or 5 packets of sugar, and I would just like put them in and like shake it up.
Oh my god. Is it in your water?
Yeah, and I would do that like 9 times,
That's so
9 or
nasty.
10 times a day.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then I had no phone number working, like Turkish phone number, so I couldn't really call nobody. The Wi-Fi is only available to people who have Turkish numbers, so I didn't have Wi-Fi. But on the last night that I was there was these Swedish girls who were going back to Sweden, and they spoke English, which is kind of weird because Swedish people don't even speak English. They speak like Swedish and French. So they don't. But I was like, fuck it, I haven't heard English in a week.
Yeah.
I need English.
Yeah.
I literally, bro, I looked like a crackhead coming up to them. I'm like, you speak English? Oh, English.
They're like, fuck.
English. I need my fix. So yeah, they were like, we have 3 hours before our flight, so you could talk to us. And I talked to them, and they were like, oh, what the fuck? That's a pretty fucked up situation
Yeah.
you're in. They're like, we bought a SIM card here,
Oh.
but you can have it.
Wow, what a blessing.
So I was like, dope. That was at like
Wow.
3 a.m. And then I woke up at like 10 a.m. And then I called the embassy. And the embassy was like, alright, come link us. I'm like, I just asked them for advice. I'm like, yo, bro, I need advice. Like, hold the nigga down. You know? They're like, yo, you have to come catch the bus and take like a 2-hour bus and come talk to us directly. I'm like, bro, just talk to me on the phone. I don't need to take a 2-hour bus for advice. They're like, nah, you have to come. It's our policy. I'm like, yo, that's fucked up, but whatever.
They can't give you advice over the phone?
They can't give me advice over the phone.
That's fucking stupid, but
Yeah.
okay.
So basically, I was like, fuck it. It's not like I have anything else to fucking do.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, I did spend an hour, good like 4 hours using the internet first, though, after not using it for like 7 days.
Yeah.
But like, it was actually really refreshing
Instagram.
not being able to use
Yeah.
the internet for like really, really refreshing. Because like, you start realizing like how fucked up it is.
Yeah, and you're just more present
Yeah.
every single moment of the day.
Yeah, because it's like when you're on Instagram, like some people are just like so in there.
You're not with yourself. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Like you were with yourself for like a week,
Mhm.
and then you got to use it. You know, it felt
You felt the
rewarding again.
disparity.
Like it felt new again in a way. Like it's
In a sense, like it was actually like less satisfying. Because like, excuse me, but I don't know, man. Like, just the artist part of me was always trying to promote my shit. And it's like I followed so many people that I don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, just because they might be a friend's cousin's friend, you know.
But then again, you were in a new place for like
Yeah, that's the thing.
for like a whole week, so it's new to you. So it's like you don't even know, like it's new. So your brain is stimulated by it. So when you
Mhm.
get back on your phone, it's like it's not matching the situation you're in at all.
Yeah, that's very true. So, I don't know, man. Like, what I did was, like, I realized, like, after that week that, like, because the artist part of me wants to be able to promote my shit and all that, but, like, there's, like, the personal, like, I myself, like, Muhammad, don't want to be that guy always fucking spamming everybody
Yeah.
with my music and shit. So what I did was I unfollowed everybody on my music page, which was my main page at the time, and I made a new account. And the first post detailed why I unfollowed everybody, because like I feel like I look at like Instagram or just like your phone in general. You know when you go to the circus and you see like those funhouse mirrors, like the ones that make you look fat and distorted and shit. I feel like our phones are kind of like that.
Well, yeah, the internet in general is probably like that.
Yeah, like
it's
when you're
it's
looking at
reality distorted.
you're just looking at like an image of yourself and other people, but a distorted image of yourself.
Yeah.
Because you can craft what identity you want to be, what identity you want other
that
people
too.
to see.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you don't even know if the shit that they're posting, like you could see people happy-go-lucky, like with a girl and a guy, just a couple, just like happy-go-lucky 1 year anniversary, but they could have like the most toxic relationship ever. But it's like they're only showing that part on Instagram. So it's like, and that just like it like puts all these like, oh, now you know that, and you constantly assume this is going on, and then like other shit bridges into that, and then it's like your whole perception of what's going on around you is fucked up just because of Instagram and shit like that.
And that's what I mean by like you're not with yourself when you're on it all the time. It's like
You're always
like
comparing.
even if you're in a room, like people will say, oh yeah, I know how to be alone, but then the entire time they're alone, they're either like binge watching some show or like scrolling. You're not alone. You're like you're on something. You're not with your thoughts. Like I realized that fucking the difference between when I go to sleep, when I wake up or go to sleep, and then I don't I don't use my phone for the first hour of the day or the last hour before I go to sleep. Like it's different than if I just go to sleep right after using my phone. Yeah. Because you just get a little time to just like.
Right,
it actually feels like you're alone.
And you actually like get a stress response from all the blue light too, because blue light is good for you, but only in the mornings.
Yeah, it stimulates. It tells your body when to
wake up.
Yeah, when to wake up.
Get moving.
If you get exposed to blue light,
fucking night, like all day, you're being zapped with it all day, and you can't.
Is that why like phones have like night mode and shit now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It removes the blue light. That's why it's so like
reduces it.
That's why it's like yellow and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get glasses that remove like 100% of the spectrum.
That's no fun.
Well, it's an investment. Like if you want to sleep better,
you
should use that.
What's her name? I think Grimes got some kind of shit where she did some laser surgery in her eye where she removed some kind of ability to perceive
the blue light.
It's one kind of, I think, blue light.
Well, I've never heard of that.
That's crazy.
I'll find the Instagram post, because in an Instagram post where she like I guess someone asked her about like her day or rituals or habits or routine or whatever, and then she detailed a bunch of like shit about like specific things that she does, and I think one of them had to do with how she got like laser like removed some kind of thing in her eye, some kind of like layer in her eye that perceives some kind of thing, some kind of color that she didn't want to perceive. It's weird, like rich people shit, but that's kind of cool. Like it's kind of cool at the same time. It's like, damn, you kind of did that. That's badass. Because most people would probably be afraid of people don't like laser eye surgery that much. It's kind of scary, right?
It is scary. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like it is really scary, but I guess it's better than having somebody like fucking scalpels in your eye and shit. You know?
Yeah.
So,
but what happened?
Technology is so advanced that it probably would not go wrong, even if they did.
It just looks sketchy.
There's always the chance.
True.
I guess it's just computer error chances are.
But it's the same thing with
lesser
like
than human.
It's the same thing with flying, with taking planes, right? It's like people see taking planes as more scary than like driving. But it's safer to to fly than to drive. There's more chances of you getting into a car crash than an airplane crash. Just the idea of an airplane crash is so scary to people. It's so scary to people that they just don't. They prefer to drive even though the chances are higher. Just the idea itself just makes them want to do that.
Yeah, but that's true.
What happened after that week?
So yeah, I went to the embassy. I was like, fuck it. And then I got there, and it's like, this embassy was like, the Canadian embassy was crazy there, because like all the embassies are on like one street, but the Canadian embassy had by far the most security. Like it was crazy. Like I like buzzed them, and then like normally embassies they just have like a security checkpoint you could walk in. It was literally like a huge fucking like gate. And I like had to buzz, and then like I told them who I was, and I'm like, I have an appointment, and they're like literally like in a little slip in this huge ass security gate. They're like, passport. And I like slid it through this thing, and then I didn't hear anything for an hour and a half.
Oh, damn.
You just waited outside.
I had no choice.
You just stood.
They had my passport. What am I gonna do?
That's crazy.
They literally have my passport. I had no choice. I would have waited there for days, bro. That's the one thing I
Facts.
still have that is worth anything.
That's
God.
fucking crazy.
Like, you could take my clothes, everything. Don't take my passport. And my passport was actually really hard to get, even here, because I lost my birth certificate, and then my driver's license was suspended.
Jesus Christ.
So, like, I had no ID to actually apply for my passport. So getting my passport in Canada, normally it takes like 2 weeks. It took me 4 months. So imagine I lost my passport in
Wait.
Turkey.
Jesus.
So you just stayed there?
I
You
just
would
stayed
not-
there.
You might
I
not even
literally
have got back.
Did you
Yeah.
knock like back to figure out what was going on, and you just stayed there like?
No, like I knocked and nobody answered.
So you were just hoping they would just.
I literally just sat down.
That's terrible service. They probably thought you were like some
I sat
crook.
down. I think I listened to an episode of your podcast.
Wow.
Literally, while I'm just sitting on the ground outside of an embassy, just smoking a cigarette and just watching people go by. And I saw one guy came out. He's Turkish, but he actually goes to Dalhousie.
Oh.
He was like, I play for the football team there. Apparently, he's like,
God.
apparently he broke the NFL kicker record. Like, you know, when you kick the thing through the, I don't know football
Yeah.
at all, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, the field goal thingy.
Yeah, apparently he broke the NFL record, and that's why they fucking brought him to Dal. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. And then, so
But
yeah.
I want my passport.
Yeah, that'd be even cooler. So they open it and they're like, okay, you can come in now.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, sure. And then they took like everything. They
What do you mean
took,
everything?
like they literally like, cause the security thing, I put all my shit through like the security scanners and like all
oh.
that. And then I was like, okay, I went through security, give them my shit back. They're like, nah. And I'm like, they're like, you'll get it back when you leave.
That's so weird,
Yeah,
bro.
I literally like they took everything, like even my cigarettes. Like, what am I gonna do with a cigarette? You know, who am I gonna harm with a cigarette? But anyways, I went in.
Jesus.
They were like, I talked to them, and they're like, we actually have a special procedure for people just like you. And I'm like,
Sound sketch.
okay.
So what'd you call me?
Facts. I'm like, racist. But
People like you.
So I was like, they were like, basically what we're going to do is we're going to submit a distress application. But in order to do that, first we have to see if you like literally anything, like we have to, what's the word? Extinguish. I know that's not the right word, but extinguish all your assets. Because after they do that, they'll give me a loan to get back home. And then once I get a job, I can pay them back. Right?
Okay.
But they're like, we need access to your bank account to check how much you had.
Nah, that's sketch, bro.
Yeah, and I'm like, they're like, your credit card statements. They're like, if you have a car, you gotta sell that shit. Get somebody back home to sell that shit.
What?
And I told them, I'm like, I don't have a car. My bank account is like, there's nothing. And then
What?
yeah.
How does that make sense though? Like why? Oh, maybe because of the loan, right?
Yeah,
they
to
want the money
contribute.
right away.
Yeah, to contribute towards the flight, and then they would just because the embassy just doesn't want to, you know, like pay for it. And ironically, I was like, yo, honestly, like, isn't that what embassies are for? You guys should pay for it. If somebody gets stranded, they're like, nah, nigga, you should have just got travel insurance. I was like, shit.
That's fucking whack, bro.
But they're like, yeah, the application takes about a week to process. So we'll put you in a hostel.
Jeez.
They're like, come back. They gave me money for the hostel fee, the bus to get there, and a bit of money for food. And I was like, dope. They're like, come back every 2 days, and we'll give you more money, and we'll give you a reservation, all that. And I'm like, dope. After the first 2 days, I went to this hostel. It was a really good hostel. 2 days later, I come back, and they're like, yeah, we got word from the guys in Ottawa, and they denied your request, and they're not even telling us why. And I was like, aren't they supposed to tell you why?
Christ.
And they're like, yeah, they're supposed to tell us.
but they're not.
Yeah. And I'm like, alright. Like, at this point, it was so much of me just saying, your life just be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of
I
like,
was,
we'll see.
What am I supposed to do, you know? So, they're just like, I'm mad sorry. She was like, I can give you bus money for the ride home. And I was like, fuck you. Keep your bus money. I don't need your bus money. Went back to the hostel. As I'm packing my shit, there's this Nigerian guy. His name is Lawrence. I still talk to him. But he was a teacher in Turkey. In the city I was in, actually. He's just like, was really weird. He's like, I have a place. He's just like, sometimes I like staying in hostels for the people. He's like, it's because it's cheap. It's like $9 Canadian a night there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's light.
You know, if you're working, then it's... I mean, the minimum wage is like... Minimum wage there is like $1 a day. I mean, not a day, my bad. $1 per hour.
Yeah.
But teachers get like $6. So it's not bad. But he's like, yeah, sometimes I like staying in hostels. And I told him my story. I'm like, bro, I have to dip. The embassy fucked me over. And he's like, you just gave me a number. And he's like, call this guy. He's like, tell him Lawrence sent you. And I was like, fuck it, I got nothing to do.
Yeah.
So I called him, and he's like, I called the guy, and the guy over the phone was like, you're interested in a teaching job, right? And I was like, yes, that's exactly why I called. That's exactly why I called. And then he was basically like,
fuck.
I need, what's the conversion? He's like, I need $70 for a commission. And then I'll just get you a job. You don't have to do no interviews, nothing like that. I'll get you a teaching job. He's like, have you taught before? And I'm like, nah. And he was like, fuck. And then he's like, where are you from? And I'm like, Canada. And he's like, oh, bro, that's blessed. You don't even need experience.
That's powerful.
Yeah, I was like, but he has to see my passport.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, bro, the funniest shit too, like when I went to go, so basically he was like an agent to get me this job. And when I went to go meet the agent, I brought some guy from Cameroon with me because he was interested in a job too. Because his visa just expired and all that.
What's gonna happen?
Bro, it sounds like a dream. It sounds like a fucking dream, bro.
Bro, we go meet the agent, and he's like, I like that you're Canadian. Right? And the guy from Cameroon's right beside me. He's like, I hate Africans and Arabs.
He said that straight up.
Straight up, he's like, I won't hire any of them.
He's African.
Yeah, he's like, if I didn't see your passport, I wouldn't have hired you. I'm like, aight. But I got your number from some Nigerian dude. But he's like, nah, Lawrence is a different story. I was like, okay. But then he's like, out of African and Arabs, the most I hate are people from Cameroon. and then he goes to the guy beside me. He's like, where are you from? Bro, his head's down.
Did he know?
Huh?
The guy was from Cameroon. Did he know that?
No.
Wow.
He didn't know. Like, he said it right in front of us.
That's so funny you had that experience, bro.
That is
And then he's
so
like, where are you from? And the guy was like,
oh my
bro,
god.
he just sat there in like silence.
That
for,
sounds like a
2 minutes.
surreal TV episode, bro.
And then he's like, Cameroon.
Like,
And then the guy, bro, you'd expect like the guy to just
did
be
he
like,
lie?
No, he just said it. He was a very honest guy, the guy that came with me.
That's hurt. Oh, that's so.
But then you'd expect like the Asian to just be like, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, you know, I didn't mean it like that.
Nah.
He literally looked at him, he was like, I hate you.
Kind of fucking what? Who did him wrong, bro? Like,
I don't know, bro. He actually told me like a long story about how some Cameroonian, is that how you say it?
Cameroonian.
Yeah, Cameroonian guys fucked him over. But I mean,
It's not a reason to hate.
yeah, it's not a reason to hate an entire
Yeah.
country's worth of people. But I was like, I was more worried about me getting employed, you know, because
Jesus Christ,
I was like
man.
running low on money and shit at that point, because I still had like
How far into your strandedment?
like
Is
this was a week and a half.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Literally, all this happened 3 days after I left the airport.
Wow.
I spent 2 days in the hostel, and as I was leaving, I got this teaching job. He literally met me like 20 minutes after I called him. He's
So
like,
you were
Wow.
teaching.
yeah, I was teaching
English.
Teaching what?
English. I had 3 classes. I had
That's so funny. Oh my
yeah,
god.
I had a class of like 30 or 40 like 9-year-olds. And I have no teaching experience. I don't know nothing about teaching.
What the fuck? Did you have to?
Like
you don't even
structure?
speak Turkish.
No.
Did you have to?
And these kids don't speak English. These kids don't speak English.
Did you have to structure the fucking
Like a curriculum?
or did you just kind of just wing it every time?
I mean, the guy like told me to structure a curriculum, and he would ask me, he's like, "Do you have your curriculum ready yet?" And I didn't do shit because I don't know their level,
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
They can't even speak English. How am I supposed to they know the letters because they use the same letters, but like, actually they have extra letters, you know. But
so how'd you communicate to the class? They didn't fire you, I
Well,
suppose.
no, they never fired.
So-
Well,
Yeah,
kind of,
he's great. He's
kind
great.
of, kind of.
He's Canadian.
kind of. Technically,
How
I'm-
long? Wait. Before you, how long did you teach for?
for a month,
What the?
for an entire month.
And then how'd you get quote unquote fired?
Kind of like I taught from the middle of August to September 10th.
Oh my god.
And then
So
that was like
hilarious.
summer school for them. And then that ended. So I was like, I bet. But it's like I had a class of like well, 9-year-olds. I don't know what grade they're fucking in, right, in Turkey.
You don't even know what grade you taught.
No, I don't even know what fucking grade I taught, bro. I just showed up there. I'm here for my bag, bro.
Collected his bag and
I'm just here for my bag. That's it.
Collected his bag and dipped.
And then I had a class of like adults. The adults were much better because these guys who were like, they're trying to like learn English so they could leave Turkey and work in like England, because their Turkish dollar is worth nothing. Like, you think the conversion rate between American and Canadian is bad? I was gonna save money to bring back home. There's no point of doing that.
Yeah.
I could have saved my entire salary and probably just brought home like $150. But in Turkey, I'm getting paid 6 times the minimum wage.
Yeah.
With the economy there, like, I'm balling.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like,
kind of.
paying for hostels and like, I can afford to live in a hostel every night.
Yeah.
You know, and like live. You know, like if I actually rented a spot, I was gonna rent a spot, but it's kind of like you have to like sign up a contract for like a year.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's
okay.
like all that bullshit.
Yeah, that's
you have
a
to
force.
prove that you're working and all that. I was just like, fuck that. I'll stay in the hostel. I met a lot of really cool people there.
So when did you stop teaching? Like when did it end?
So summer school ended on the 15th. No, not the 15th. On the 10th. And then I was supposed to. I also had, on top of those 2 classes, I had private tutoring for one guy.
Wait, but how did you teach them if you didn't speak Turkish?
Yeah, actually.
The adults were like easier because they knew like
They had experience.
they knew broken English.
Right.
They knew like very, very broken English. But like, bro, it's a lot of hand gestures, fam.
Wow.
Like running. You know? There's a lot of pictures, fam. I just print out pictures. I'm like, this book.
What does this mean?
Yeah, I'm like, hot. And then I would say that like 5 times, and then I would quiz them. I'm like, this? They're like, hot. You know?
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Fuck.
The adults kind of actually expected me to teach them about like, it was expected. Like the kids they don't know shit. Honestly, those kids got fucking hustled.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they learned anything. But the adults kind of like they knew about like what past and present and all that. Like they kind of
Right, the
expected.
tenses.
Yeah, so like I kind of got into that, and then like some of them were actually like, the adults it was like broken, but it was like they're all like different levels, right? So some people it was like easier to teach, but the guy I private tutored actually could, well, kind of, he could hold like a 3-minute conversation, which wasn't bad.
Yeah,
When I started with him, and then when I left, it actually ended up being like 10 minutes, because he was actually like, he was really nice. He was like 38. Just some Turkish guy, and he's like, bro, I want to go to Europe and work.
Yeah.
And I was like, fair enough.
That's real.
If you bring a pound into Turkey, bro, like just 1 pound is like, bro, like you can go on, you could take a shorty out for a pound.
That's sick.
And then show her a good time. You know?
That's wild.
That's hard.
So, yeah.
So that month is just, then you were just chilling.
I was
Like
just,
you weren't stressed anymore about being stranded. You kind of did you get to a point where you kind of forgot you were supposed to be leaving, or was it every day you were like, shit, I need to get the fuck out of here?
I counted the days, fam.
Oh, okay.
I counted the days. But like the people I were with were good. We turned up like every night, cause like, well, like I actually like quit cigarettes before I left, and then like I got back onto them because it's so cheap. Like a pack of Marlboros is like $1. Right, compared to an $18 pack here. And then like a 2-liter bottle of wine, the cheapest one was like $2.
Jesus.
So like every night
Just wine and cigarettes.
well, like this homie I was with, one of my best friends, he was like, funny story, this guy is like one guy I will never ever forget in my life. So like I thought my reason for being in Turkey was shitty. Okay, this guy, he's being chased by Interpol.
Like all of it?
Yeah, like
Canadian?
all of it. Like, but
okay.
Interpol doesn't have jurisdiction in Iran, Turkey, Somalia. You know,
using it as sanctuary.
yeah, pretty much.
God damn.
And I was like, why is Interpol chasing you? And at first, like, it took him time. Like, we had to be like get really close before he told me.
I killed
But then he
someone.
was like, yeah, my brother joined ISIS,
Oh fuck.
That's crazy.
and they think I'm an ISIS recruiter.
Oh no.
And I'm like,
While he's living in a hostel in
Yeah,
Turkey,
yeah.
fucking living day to
And,
day.
like he was actually like an alcoholic, and I'm like, bro, you couldn't be ISIS if you tried, you know? Like if they see you drink like 1 sip, they're gonna cut off your lips, you know? And I'm like,
Jeez.
he tried it coming into Canada. Like I was actually gonna sponsor his application for a travel visa, and then he was gonna claim refugee status because he was a really good guy. But then, you know, when Interpol chasing him, his visa application got denied.
Yikes.
Yeah, but he's from this country called Bahrain. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
Nope.
So
I've been to the
it's-
airport.
You've been to Bahrain airport?
Yeah.
Really? Did you know that the whole country of Bahrain is smaller than Ottawa?
No way.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He's literally like, I get in the whip, I drive 30 minutes, I'm in Saudi. I drive another.
Holy shit.
He's like, I drive 30 minutes the other way, I'm in Kuwait.
That's
Wow.
fucked.
He's like, bro, I could go to Dubai in 2 hours.
That's fucked.
Yeah, and because they're all bordering countries, it doesn't need no
Mhm.
visa, nothing. So he's like, yeah, but he would just buy a
Size
shit ton of
country.
wine every night, mostly.
Get
He'd buy
drunk
like
as fuck.
literally like 7 2-liters, and I'd have like,
Fuck.
at first I couldn't even drink like half a 2-liter,
And then you got good.
and then I got experienced, and then I could.
Then he got bored.
Yeah, and then I bumped
Yeah.
my way up to a full 2-liter, but I don't think I could do any more than that. But he would dummy the other 6
Jesus.
and not even be drunk.
Not even
All that
Yeah,
liquid
not
in
even be
his
drunk. He'd be
fucking
complaining.
liver.
He's like, bro,
Jesus.
just
'cause-
tipsy.
it's weird because like honestly here it's like wine is generally like more expensive,
Yeah.
you know, like if you're thinking about like alcohol concentration to price,
Yeah.
it's like
Mm.
wine is more expensive than getting like a Mickey of like Captain Morgan or something,
Right.
right? But you have beer which is like 50 cents in Turkey, wine which is like $1, and then if you want to get like a Mickey of like Jack Daniels, suddenly it's $50.
Jesus.
It's suddenly $50. The government there really doesn't want you drinking hard liquor.
That's cool.
I guess.
Is it?
Yeah, I found a new appreciation. Like I don't think I'm ever gonna drink like hard liquor again. It's not my thing. Nothing ever good happens on hard liquor.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not.
you just gotta
there's not
control
really,
it.
There's not really any.
But it's
point
hard to control. Like also, I found like a good analogy. I find that like hard liquor is like hitting bong,
Mm.
and I can't hit bong. Like it's
Wealth,
just,
wealthy people do it best. You know, it's just like a glass of whiskey. Like
Yeah,
you know,
they
it's
just
a
sip
little
it. They don't,
glass
like,
just for
chug
fun.
it.
Yeah, they enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like they just sip
Yeah.
it for pleasure. They don't do it to get drunk. It's literally just pleasure. But what was the process of you coming back like? Like what was that last like few
So-
days?
like I did save up money though. Like I did spend a lot because of like hostels or anything. But like it's not like I was out buying gear.
Mm, yeah.
You know, like gear is actually cheap there because especially like Zara, the factory was in the city that I was
Oh, okay.
in, right? The entire like fucking factory that sends all the clothes here.
Mm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's like a shirt here that's $70 would be 70 Turkish lira,
Mm.
which is 70 divided by 5.
Which is cheap.
Yeah,
That's all you need
cheap,
to know.
which is really fucking cheap. And it's like I was thinking about like buying gear and literally just coming back here and like I wonder if you could do like a return, like get your
Oh,
receipt
Oh, that would
from
be
the-
such a fucking finesse.
Oh my
Oh.
God. You
That would,
such
oh, that would be such a finesse. Oh God. Yeah, that would be fire.
But
you didn't
yeah,
try it though.
I couldn't really like. I literally just bought groceries and paid for my hostel.
Yeah, just necessities.
Yeah,
And
and
save
then
the
money I had
rest.
left over. Like I worked a lot though. I worked like 7 days a week, probably like 8 hours a day.
You told me you had to walk there, right?
Yeah, and an hour and 45 minutes walking there, and an hour and 45-minute walking back. So now when my dad tells me I used to walk 2 miles to school every day and 2 miles back, I can tell him, yo, I did the same thing. You ain't better than me.
Jesus.
How? Like what? Did
I mean, that's kind of cool though.
It's
After a
kinda cool,
while,
but it's
Yeah.
I
just
feel like you get used to it.
It's like, man, I was so worried about my flight, so I'm just like,
I think after work, it's probably the worst
Yeah.
walk.
well, actually, no, before work was worse, you know
Oh
why?
wow.
Because the city of Ankara is like, there's no like flat roads. Everything is a fucking hill.
Okay.
So like going there,
Yeah.
it's like,
You're going up.
yeah, like literally I would like Google Maps it and it's like you're going like, it would be like, let's say like 10 kilometers, right? And then it's like,
Oh.
basically you're going 200 meters down and 1,000 meters up.
Hmm?
And I was like, I said I to myself so many times in Turkey, bro. I was like, life be like this.
You're like, oh shit, I
Yeah.
guess.
You know,
So
I've
you-
learned not to complain.
So you
anymore.
just saved up
Yeah, I just saved up, and I saved up like I was able to save up like
to buy a plane ticket? Or
no. Well,
How'd you get? Yeah.
I pitched on it. Like I actually, like
Yeah. Were you in contact with your family at all during this time?
no,
Okay.
no, because I was like kind of cheesed. I was like, yo, my dad only.
Oh,
sent
you're
me
like fuck
3
them niggas
bills.
kind of thing.
I'm like, yo, I'm his son,
Yeah.
you know, and he just literally sent me
Fuck
3
them
bills, and he's like,
niggas.
he literally just said, figure it out,
Damn.
and I was like, the ticket's Iraq. What do you mean figure it out? You know. So
Shit.
a couple
That's fucked.
homies sent me, like, a bunch of homies kind of like, they didn't like pull together, but like, it was like, they all just offered me to send me money, and I was like, thanks. And I think it got to like 800,
Oh,
and then
okay.
the other 200 I
That's
saved.
blessed.
Mm.
That's blessed. Jeez.
right? And then I was like, I booked my ticket. But yeah, like I met a lot of cool people there. Like I learned a lot about Iran there, because Iran's actually a lot more of a fucked up country than people think it is, because the government censors so much there. They don't have Facebook, Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, they don't have Snapchat. Like, even their VPNs are blocked half the
Oh
time.
fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's damn.
They're like, even every like week we have to find a new VPN.
Jeez.
And he's like, the whole country uses VPNs, because like he tells me about the shit that like half of their government, like their like House of Commons, members of Parliament, half of their members of Parliament are also wanted by Interpol. Yeah, they can't ever leave Iran.
Wow.
Shit.
Yeah, because it's so politically corrupt. Like if you're like family of the government, then you're set. They have like a supreme leader there
Wild.
that literally just doesn't change. He's just a supreme leader. That's that. And when he dies,
Holy fuck.
There's
just
like-
replace it within the family.
yeah, they just it's not even a family thing, because it's like funny in a fucked up way. So these guys have elections, okay?
But they choose.
They actually have elections, and there's like, let's say like 6 people on the ballot, but really, 3 people is actually one person, and 3 people is the other person.
What?
Exactly.
It's hella
Bro, how are there
controlled.
still places like this in the world?
Isn't
Yeah,
it
no,
like
it's
China or something? It's either China or it's Hong Kong, something like that. There was some kind of election. I'll look it up if I find it. Maybe it's a
Yeah,
different
there's
country.
been protests going on.
There was,
in
Yeah,
Hong
for a
Kong.
while.
There was like some election where they were asking for the right for democracy, for like to vote. They gave them an election, but they had to pick. Like the government picked the 3 people.
That's what happens in Iran.
So-
The supreme
Yeah.
leader picks who runs.
Yeah.
The supreme leader picks who runs. So you could be like,
it's not a real.
you could literally be like the greatest fucking visionary. Like you could have the ability to change the world if you were in this.
But if
in-
they don't
in-
pick you,
But if they're like, yeah, you know what? They also take into account, even though it's supposed to be a democracy, they take into account when you're trying to be a candidate who your family is, all that.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, oh, this guy, we like him, but he's from a shitty family. Fuck you. Or it's like, oh, this guy's from a good family, but we don't agree with his views. Fuck you. So, yeah.
Wow.
Like, one of my friends, he was like one of the top students in the entire country. So we actually got to meet the supreme leader, because the supreme leader will meet the top 200 students in the country once every year. So we got to meet him.
fucking
And,
hilarious.
do you know how many security checks he had to go through? 21.
Oh fuck!
21. It took him 4 hours
Holy
just to be in the
shit.
same room as this guy. 21, bro. A lot of people want this guy
Bro,
dead,
that is
fam.
crazy.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's fucked up. Like, there's
There's
a
nothing fun about living like that though. To be fucking
No,
paranoid
not
the
at
time,
all.
Fucking
And you're
running
like
away
you're
from
only
other
you're in your
countries.
backyard. That's it. You can't even leave.
Yeah, like
Do you
bro,
know what minimum
you're
wage in
just
Iran gets you?
Paranoid.
Minimum wage in a month gets you 12 kilos of meat.
So how much is it? You think?
Well, I mean, if we were to put into Canadian, a kilo of meat is what, like $10? So $120 a month. That's
Wow.
minimum wage in Iran
That's fucked up.
on a monthly salary. It's really fucked up.
Jesus Christ. So what would you say you like is the biggest fucking lesson you're like bringing back? First, actually, before you say that, what was it feeling like landing here after a month and
Oh,
a half?
bro, I almost kissed the ground. I sang the national anthem. I literally the first thing I did, I googled the national anthem because I forgot it.
Wow.
And I was literally smoking a bogey and singing it, and people are looking at me like a crackhead.
Okay, that's fucking hard.
Yeah, and I sang it at the top of my lungs, bro. After coming back, I realized I went through this. I don't give a fuck about anything anymore. You know, I honestly just don't give a fuck. Like, it's like when you're here and you've been here so long, you like,
Took it for granted.
yeah, it's kind of also natural to like, obviously you should care what people think about you,
Yeah.
but only in a professional sense.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
reputation.
Yeah, that's it. But it's like, if you're like with people that like it could be either like your close home, as long as not somebody like, if you have like a career path or something, obviously you don't want to look like a fool
Yeah.
to like,
Right. We don't maintain a
Yeah.
certain image.
but it's like, if I'm not around these professional guys or nothing like that, I honestly don't give a fuck about like how you feel about my opinion.
Mm.
That's so important, bro.
Yeah,
That's so important.
you know, like it's so,
So
many
would you-
people.
Would you say that's your lesson that you
My
took?
biggest lesson, yeah. Like, I don't really give a shit about what people think about my opinion. Before I used to, because it's like part of part of the artist in me would be like, oh, I gotta satisfy people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I guess that part would like take over, and like I'd always be trying to satisfy people.
Mhm.
I would say things that I don't agree with, just so people kind of agreed with me.
Yeah.
You know, just so like we
So you could get on
established,
their
like,
good side.
On their good
Right.
side, yeah.
Mhm.
But it's like I don't really give a fuck now.
It's good.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels really good, bro.
Why would you say that's like the thing? Like, why is that what you brought back? Would you say? Like from the experience, why is that? Why don't you give a fuck? Like, why is that the thing that you learned from that experience?
Why? That's a very good question.
Is
It's
it the
like,
gratitude? Is it like just,
I mean, honestly, there's like.
or is it the culture there that just?
Or is it because like you felt so small there, right? Like
Yeah,
That
it was
too,
that.
yeah, that
it
too.
was more of that. I'm
that
like,
too. Everyone speaks Turkish.
yeah,
no
like,
one speaks
nobody
English.
can
Yeah.
fucking. You know what happened to me? So like I would go use the ATMs, right? And I could use my TD card at the ATMs. They just
Oh,
charge
wow.
me $5 every time I use it. I
Makes sense.
like half
Canadian or
Canadian,
Makes sense.
$5, and they would take 3.75 of whatever I withdraw,
wow.
right?
Sheesh.
Yeah, so like every time it would be like probably like $8 Canadian just to use the ATM.
Mm.
And I was a dumbass. I didn't take out all my money at once because like what if I get robbed? You know what I mean? You know, at least. Anyways, so I'm using my ATM, and the ATM's in fucking Turkish, right? So it's like I have Google.
I'm just glad guessing.
Bro,
Yeah.
Google Translate needs to sponsor me, my nigga. I abused that shit.
Use the fuck
I-
Dude,
out of that.
you're
Use
teaching
that
the
shit.
class.
Use the
fucking
fuck
full
out
of
of-
your
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that.
Wow.
I would literally do that. Some kid would tell me shit, and I'm like, bro, I don't understand you. Just type it. Bro, just type it. I have the Turkish keyboard on my phone still.
Bro, what kind of school is that?
Oh, but when like
communicating
when
through
my
Google
boss would come in, like the
Translator.
principal, I'd look mad professional,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, and these kids would get stupider when the fucking principal comes in, because I would like literally just start drawing words, and I'm like, chameleon.
Yeah.
I would go from cat to chameleon. As soon as the principal walks in, and the principal's like, oh, they're learning a lot. I've never seen so much progress before.
Good
As
work.
soon as he leaves, I'm like, hat.
just
Hat.
Just Google. Just pull out the phone. Jeez.
But
yeah, that could be why.
yeah. So I was using this ATM, and
Being
like,
nothing.
it gave me like the problem with the ATM was like it had no cash in it, right? So like my card came back out, and I was like, I thought it was like insufficient funds, but I knew I had the funds.
Mm.
So I was like wondering what's going on, and my card came out, but I didn't take it out right away. I was using my phone to translate what's on the screen.
Oh.
It
If
took
you
it back.
leave your card in the slot too long, the ATM just eats it.
Damn.
Yeah, like if. So basically, if I ended up getting my card back, but like I called the bank, they don't speak English.
Oh,
I go to the branch, they don't speak English.
that
Wow.
fucking
Yeah.
sucks.
So I'm like Google translating my way through this shit, and then literally like they're like, through Google Translate they told me it's only the phone people that deal with this. So I had my homie call the phone, and I would like use write what I need to say, and then you know how you could like speak it.
Yeah.
I would like speak it into my homie's phone.
Mm.
So like, literally, and after like,
Oh God.
I think it took like 9 or 10 calls in the same day. They're like, we'll send an ATM team.
Speaking to the mic.
We'll send an ATM team to go get your card, cause
Oh, that's.
I was actually really lucky. Like I actually knew my card number,
Oh,
Mm.
bro.
expiration date, and the 3 numbers on the back.
Wow.
If I didn't, they just never would have fucking gave it to me, right? Because of I guess privacy issues.
Yeah, yeah,
you
of
know,
course,
but
security
I actually
shit.
knew everything. So,
Oh, that's
I'm
yeah,
just
that's
in
lucky.
Turkey.
That's
Yeah.
lucky.
I want this guy's card.
yeah. So I gave him the
Fuck,
details.
man.
And they're like, we'll bring it to the branch that's close to your hostel. I'm like, dope. They call me back the next day. They're like, yeah, actually, we delivered your card 4 hours away by bus.
Oh man.
So I had to bus. I literally spent an entire day just getting my card.
Bro, that like the amount of willpower it must have taken to go through that month, bro. Like I feel like a lot of people would give up at a certain. They just be like, I'm just gonna live here now. Fuck it. Like, cause bro, that just like
Yeah.
every story you've said so far has like a nice amount of bullshit in it that you
Yeah.
had to go through.
Yeah.
Like a nice amount. Like a fair amount to challenge you.
Yeah.
Like your fucking mental, like, nah, bro, that's fucking crazy. I would cry a good amount of times if I was in that position. Like, I'd
Yeah.
get through. I would just cry a lot.
I don't know. I think we talked about this last time. Like, when I first missed my flight and I'm at the ticket office, I was like, I was 10 seconds away from breaking down. Like, completely just breaking down, looking like about to make a fucking fool of myself
Mm.
at the airport, in front of the entire airport. And like, it was right when they told me, they're like, yeah, we're not gonna do shit. And my dad sent me 3 bills and he's like, figure it out. And I'm like, nobody really fucking cares about me. You know? I'm like,
Maybe that could contribute to why you don't care anymore also.
yeah. So it's like, nobody really gives a shit about me, you know? And I'm like, not even my own dukes, you know? So I'm like, I was literally just like, you know, like when you start thinking that shit and then it gets like so heavy, it almost envelops you.
Yeah.
So I was like this close to like being enveloped.
Right, you feel it in your stomach just about to take over.
Yeah, like
Fuck.
it felt like the whole world was just gonna like roll up and swallow me up.
Mm.
And that's the end of me. And I like, And then there was some girl right beside me and she missed her flight, but she ended up getting her flight, whatever. But like, even the clothing there is Turkish, right? But she
letters.
Yeah, like everything, like the clothing, exactly. So she was wearing like a white tee. And like I'm standing here, she's standing here. She only had a writing on the sleeve that was facing me. And it was just like tiny, like size 11 times New Roman font. And it said, you have no idea how much you inspire people, period. And I was like, I don't know, in my head I was just like, there's no way this can be coincidence. And then I was just like, everything happens for a reason.
Oh yeah.
You know, I was like, everything happens for a reason. This was shown to me for a reason. I'm gonna get through this. Because God's not gonna, I wasn't a faithful person at all before I left. You know, I'm really faithful now. Because I was like, if I never saw that, I think the entire trip would have went differently.
You might not even be here.
Yeah, I might not even be here. Who knows? Like, and every day I was just like, it's not like more of something good will happen. It's just like, something will happen. Whether it's good or bad, and shit will change. And if it gets worse, it might get better. It might get worse. But just fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know, like you can, it's not even like a motivating, like I wasn't like motivating myself. Like it was kind of like.
You kind of had faith it would just work out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you know.
And it did.
I don't think I've killed anybody yet. I think God still loves me. So.
That's crazy, man. Just reading those letters at the beginning of that, like, it probably saved you from so many breakdowns.
Oh,
yeah,
bro.
and it like hit me as an artist too. Like, because I was just like, people like would hit me up and shit, like throughout my short career, as short as it's been so far. And they'd be like, yo, I'm from this country. I really fuck with your music. Or it's like, I listen to your music every day. But it's like, you know, you just hit them with this emoji, you know, or like you're like, thank you, and you get a little gas. But then it's like, yo, some people actually like do that. You know what I mean? Like some people actually like my music is also like completely like, I care about my music a lot more now. Because it's like, it could potentially more or less change somebody's life.
Like you can make a whole album about this experience.
I wrote 52 songs.
Oh, okay, good.
At the airport.
Good.
Yeah, it was
Fire.
52. I had no Wi-Fi. And I had just beats I downloaded on my phone. I made 52 songs. All I did was write and smoke.
That's hard.
Actually, I got into meditation while I was there, though.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
Yeah, I got really into meditation.
Good.
Yeah, so I meditate. I still meditate at least once a day.
I hope you keep it. I hope you keep it.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, today's my 61st day.
Nice.
Of meditation?
Yeah, doing it like every day.
Yeah, it's really like, I think everybody should meditate.
Bro.
What do you get from it mostly? Like why has this had such a significant
It's the
impact?
awareness. It's like the awareness that you know what, like, you know how I was talking about like, oh, you feel like sometimes the whole world is enveloping you? Like when you meditate, you realize it's really not. You know what I mean? You realize that this has just happened and like the way you're feeling is a result of this. And it's like...
Right, you don't have emotional reaction anymore.
Yeah, you become more critical of your emotions. Or more aware of...
Just
emotions.
aware
like,
of
I feel like you kind of step back, you kind of step out of your body and like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm not actually experiencing, like this is not just happening to me. It's just the course of whatever is happening.
Yeah, it's just
because like when you're going through some shit, you don't really take into account how heavy this thought is. You just think, oh, this thought is fucking ruining my life right
you
now.
just align with it right
but
away.
when you meditate, you're like, okay, this thought is this fucking heavy compared to these type of thoughts.
You can think about it.
Yeah.
You can think about your thoughts.
Exactly.
That's what it helps you do. It helps you think about your thoughts. Instead of just taking something and going, Oh, I associate with this thought.
Facts.
You don't think about the thought, you just kind of just go with it.
Facts.
And you also learn how to stop thinking those thoughts.
Yeah.
To the point,
Because
you know
become
when
aware.
you have your eyes closed and then, like, it's just so still, like nothing's moving. It's like water. Like
Yeah, to a certain point, you feel like you're not even in a place anymore.
yeah, you're not even in a body. Like time doesn't.
Yeah.
Like you're
It's
out
like-
of space time for a bit.
You're not
Like
even
you've ever
like,
had this moment
Yeah.
where you're just meditating and you feel like you're just out of like space and time itself. Like
I
you
feel like I get
forget.
aligned with space and time more, honestly. Because
I think it's the same thing.
Yeah,
maybe.
it's the same
I
shit.
think because we're so trapped in like space and time, when you go through the experience of meditation, it gets super meta. Like you get into it. You get so deep into it that you're not at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like
You're so
kinda.
aware that you're that you're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Like you're so in now that you're not in now anymore.
Like right now, like I can see that tree, and I know there's a tree there, right? But it's like I'll start meditating, and it's like I'll open my eyes after meditating, and I'll be like,
the most beautiful tree you've ever seen.
it's not even that. It's just like
it's a tree, bro.
I don't know
Yeah.
how to say this, but it's a tree.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's
like,
like
there is a tree there.
it's
like
a
so
tree,
like
bro.
this took time.
It gives you.
This
Yeah.
has its own intelligence.
It's like you
within
get
it.
empathy just for any kind of being that you just look at. You just kind of like, yeah, it's tight.
And it's like you look at people who are like other
It's
people
tight,
who have
bro.
like I guess I'm like not as aware with their thoughts, and then you see how they act, and it's like,
Right.
oh, I used to act like that, but I understand. Like I don't think I'm better than him for being able to think the way I am, but it's like I understand why he thinks like that.
Especially universities. I think university students should pick it up. Because,
Yeah.
like, bro, like,
It's a
it's such
pattern,
a
man.
trend for niggas to just have anxiety and fucking
Yeah.
Facts.
be stressed, like, for fucking stupid-ass 1,000-word essays. Like,
Mhm.
bro, like, it's not gonna matter in, like, 2 months.
Yeah. But it's because they tell you, oh, if you don't get a degree, you're not.
And that's also
fucking
why,
smart,
right?
you
It's
know?
literally just society. It's society too, because they're putting so much pressure on people and making them feel like this shit matters the most.
Yeah.
And it's like parents putting pressure on you. Your grade is supposed to be
Yeah.
Like
top notch.
think how
This is your career,
yeah, think of how like your family would treat you if you dropped out.
bro. That's been the main thought in my head about school for the
Not even
past
that, man.
3
Like
weeks.
I've had conversations with my siblings. It's like
I think I'm going to.
they kind of just want me to know what I want to do. Like, oh,
My parents are
yeah, they
like that.
expect
Like,
you to
how
have
do-
shit figured out at
My
like
parents-
25.
My parents
Before
are like,
25.
we just want you, from the day I was born, they're just like, we want you to have either a degree in business, medicine, or engineering.
That's so stupid.
That's it. They're like,
that's so crazy, man.
like I
So
originally
stupid.
told them I wanted to do computer science. And like my parents are so old fashioned, so they're like,
Even computer science is out of the question.
yeah, because they're like,
Oh,
bro,
fuck.
do you know what my parents told me? They're like, if you do
Wow.
computer science, you're not getting a job.
Wow, they're
And I'm
fucking.
like,
they're
what are you talking
totally
about?
Says
lost.
who? Like,
Literally, I'm like,
They're
that's probably the
so-
biggest demand right now,
Yeah.
more or less. And they're
Easy.
like, oh, but I have a uncle who did computer science. He doesn't have a job right now. I'm like, that
Yeah,
doesn't
well,
matter.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
That's one example out of the millions of people who study it.
literally. And it's like there's only going to be more and more jobs,
That's
especially as AI gets more and more
fucked.
popular. It becomes harder and harder to code these things. You need bigger and bigger teams to make
Yeah.
these machines. And I tried to, but they're like, no. And then literally, like, my mom knew I wanted to, because I didn't really I got accepted into economics, computer science, crim, law, and
wow, you applied to all of them.
yeah, I applied to all of them.
Damn, nigga, they was a good
Bro,
student.
I spent a lot of money just on my applications because I applied to like 4 programs at like 4 universities.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I was.
Yikes.
Yeah, and it was like my parents, they literally went on the last day before you get accepted, and they went on my OUAC because I just happened to still be logged in on the family computer. Like, you know
And
how
they
you have the
saw it?
autofill? Yeah. So they just picked economics.
Logged in.
Wow, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Yo, that is.
Oh, I would
acid,
fucking
And I
bro.
went
throw
home at
hands.
night, and I was like, I think I'm going to choose computer science. I go on OUAC, thank you for accepting.
Oh.
Bro, what?
And then I wanted to switch in my first year, and my mom's like, nah, you're doing economics, you switch,
That's
get out of my crib.
Bro, what is like?
Fucked.
Why?
It's just how my parents think, man. I don't know.
One-dimensional, bro. Like, that's so
It
one-dimensional.
is. It truly is, and it's like
it's disgusting, bro.
it's so
but
one-dimensional that they won't even they won't even accept. They're not even willing to like learn about like what's going on in this
they
day and
won't
age.
consider the idea that they may be wrong.
No, they won't.
Are they religious?
Yeah, like I've had other family members talk to my parents. Well, it's mainly my mom. My dad is just like, do what you want as long as you're not a
Okay.
bhakti. You know, and I'm like, all right.
Selling
Well,
drugs.
as long as you're not a bhakti or a rapper. So I've kind of like
Not a
disappointed
rapper.
him halfway through, you know. But
Because rappers are buckies, so that's
Yeah.
kinda true.
kind of. But so yeah, like I've had like uncles and aunts who have talked to my mom and they're like, what you're doing is not right. And what my mom will do, she will cut them off.
Wow.
Even if she's known them for like 10 years. She will
Ah.
just cut them off.
That's so.
So I've
bro,
I've spent so many the past like
You
4 or 5 years
you
I've
need to get
spent
away
trying to
from that.
tell her, like not even trying to tell her you're wrong, just explore this option.
You need to get away from that, bro.
I'm moving out
Yeah.
next week. As soon as I came back, I was like, I'm moving out.
Yeah. The best way to actually like teach her is to literally do what she tells you not to do and become successful
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
That's the
Sure.
only way you shift her paradigm.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the thing about them, they'll doubt. They're very skeptical. So
Mhm.
until they see proof, like especially for the art like rapper shit, like it's like until they see you making money and doing shows and seeing people like approving of your shit, they will not believe that it's a like
Yeah.
they won't take it
It's
seriously.
kind of happened like I think it was like 2 years ago in December. I got booked with Gala, and like my parents, it was just like, oh, bro, they're when they see Gala, they freak, like
Yeah.
fucking.
To
Freak.
them, it's like a step onto becoming a crackhead. It's like you're on your way.
Yeah.
Like you're basically a crackhead.
Like it's like the step before becoming a crackhead.
It's literally
Right
literally,
before.
it's
it's
like
just starting the journey to
you're already
them.
smoking weed. You're almost there. Oh,
It's like
you know?
basically it's like next thing you know.
So
Next
like
thing you
it's like
know,
dead
you're in
winter,
Reno
bro.
Street.
Selling children.
Next thing you know, you're in Reno Street.
So yeah, it's like I think it was like December like 10th or 11th, and they're like,
dumbasses,
take
bro.
your shit and get out. And I
To
was
you.
like, yeah. And they even took my laptop and my phone,
Mm.
and they're like, you're not getting this back. And I'm like, but I bought these. They're like, I don't care.
Bro, I would actually like throw hands.
Yeah, I would throw hands. I would throw hands.
I don't know, man.
100%.
It's not good for my siblings. I'm the oldest.
Yeah, facts.
You know,
okay.
I'm not gonna. If I was an only child, I might have.
Yeah.
You know, or if I had older siblings, I might have. Because my younger siblings, they throw hands. But I don't know. It's just being the oldest. It's not even. Yeah, I guess it's like being a role model. I guess
Yeah.
as shitty as a role model my parents claim that I am. But so yeah, like I left and then I had like $250, no phone, no wallet, and I literally took the entire $250. I actually stayed with a homie on res, like I slept on his floor, right? And I took the $250, and I didn't tell nobody, and I invested it. No, it was November 20th. I remember the day I left, but it was fucking snow everywhere. I took the $250. This is what also like I thought about this when I was in Turkey. Like everything does happen for a reason because I took the $250, I put it into Bitcoin. That was 1 week before it blew up.
Wow.
Oh.
And I got like really into trading. Like I wouldn't sleep. I had like, I know everything about cryptocurrency. Like even to date, I still check all the stats, everything. Every day for the past 2 years I've been checking. And it's like in 1 month I took, it translated to like 170 US, 179 US. And I have a Snapchat story I can show you guys after to prove it. Like I would take snaps of where I am every day. I took 179, in 1 month flipped it to 7 Gs. My parents called me a month later. She's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm in my own spot. I have my own whip. I got my first whip. I'm in my own spot. What you need? What do you want?
What a flex.
You call me now, huh?
I was like,
That's
thanks. And then she was like, she just hit me with like, do we need you back? Come on. But it's like, if I didn't make the 7 Gs, would you need me back? You know? As soon as I came back, we need help paying this bill, you know, like this, that, and I
bro,
was
they're
like,
fucking trash, bro. Like they're cool because like they take
gave
care
you
of you
birth.
or whatever. They gave you
Whatever.
birth.
that's the excuse they go to the most,
they
though,
still
man.
have a shit ton of fucking weaknesses, and they use they're so trash sometimes that they use the fact that they raised you and went through all the bullshit like to
Yeah.
raise you
As
and
if you
make
had a
good
choice.
as leverage.
Yeah, no, every day if I don't agree, like, Mom, and my mom, this is what my mom does too. This is
all I
really
did
what
for
pisses me
you.
off. My mom gives me a choice between option A and option B.
Which are?
For
Anything.
example,
Okay, just anything.
yeah, just anything. I pick option A. She's like, you can't do that. And I'm like, why?
Why
She's
is it-
like, I raised you in my stomach for 9 months. And I'm like, all right.
Leverage.
I never had a choice to begin with. You could have just told me option B. This is what I
Yeah.
have to do. I would honestly rather have preferred
Bro.
that.
It's literally a
wow.
power flex.
Yeah,
like, you're just
it's
being
Like, how do you not?
power flex.
How
let
do
me
you
give
not
an
learn
option, but
after
you
that
pick
many?
one.
Like, you're
There's-
how old now? 22.
22.
One
There have been like
dimensional,
so
bro.
many experiences. Like I actually ended up telling my parents I blazed. Like they found weed, and then like a year and a half later, I was just like, fuck it.
Fuck it.
I had like 2 zips. I did went overboard with it though. I'm not gonna lie, but I just happened to have 2 zips on me at the time, and like a grinder, scale, everything, 2 packs of backwoods, you know.
2
and
packs.
I showed them everything. Like I had a whole kit. I even grinded Gale in front of them and showed them how to roll a spliff. Because I was like, no, because here's the thing. Like I was trying to prove to my parents that smoking weed is not
Right.
the step before coming. But they're just like, after that, before
Their
I showed
heart's
them,
fucking beating.
Yeah.
Right, as they
before
watch
showing
you.
them, smoking weed is a step before crack. After showing them, it's like 5 steps after crack.
Wow. Of course.
So they kicked me out. Like I've been kicked out like 4 or 5 times now, but they always end up hitting me back, and it's like,
They're
I don't know.
fucking toying with you, bro.
yeah, like
Yo.
I'm moving out like before
leave.
October's done, and
Just
I'm
don't
done.
co-
I'm
don't
just
come
not
back.
coming
Yeah,
back.
don't come back.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Come
assigning.
back like 5-10 years later.
No,
but
I'm
don't come
signing.
back.
I'm just gonna sign a year lease and then tell my parents
Good.
my lease is signed for a year.
All right, bro.
Hit me back next year. I'll
Awesome.
see how I feel.
Awesome. Fuck them.
Bro, I would have trouble looking at my parents if they did that
I
shit
do.
to me.
I do, but it's
Fuck 'em.
like it's the fact that like I'm in.
That's fucked.
There's 6 of us kids.
Oh my god, yeah.
You know what I
it's
mean? There's 6 of
ridiculous.
us. It's like I don't want to like, especially the young ones. You know, like it's just I don't want to put them through anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean,
Yeah.
but your parents are already putting them through probably the same
Not yet.
thing, right?
Not yet. But they will go. Actually, part of me thinks they won't do it. Why? Because I was also the experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Being
you're the
oldest.
first.
So they're gonna like take.
They're gonna switch up.
Yeah, they're not gonna
They're gonna
admit to me
do-
what they did was wrong. But when they handle the other kids, I see them treating things differently.
I can see them. They're probably gonna end up doing variations of the same thing.
Yeah.
Because they're still not
Mhm.
gonna. They're stubborn, bro.
Mhm.
Like they're fucking.
That cheeses
stubborn.
me, man.
It's universe.
Like,
Yeah.
But I'm at fucking 6%. I think. Yeah, 7%. So we're gonna end it here.
Yeah.
How long has it been? Whoa, 1 hour. Last hour check it. Oh wow, that's
It's actually
crazy.
been an hour.
Yeah, it's been an hour.
The weather's so nice, it didn't even feel like an hour.
Oh man, that's a crazy fucking adventure, bro. I'm not gonna
Bro.
lie to you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you,
was.
thank you for coming here to tell us.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
Sick, bro. I'll put your informations in
yes.
most recent song in the
Oh
description.
yeah, give
if
us
I
your
remember.
plugs, Instagram,
Do I just like?
Twitter.
Nah,
yeah, just say
bro.
it.
We'll just put it in fucking description,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
Nobody really like. listens.
yeah.
Oh, Mxzy.mp3. Even though I kind of did it, but kind of didn't.
What language do you speak that is not English or French?
Somali.
Say, give us money in Somali.
Likes ko Didi.